If you thought the first list of time anomalies was unsettling, wait until you hear these. History is full of bizarre moments when time didn't line up the way it should. Experiments that proved clocks run differently, ancient structures aligned with impossible precision, and stories of people who swore they slipped out of sync with the rest of the world. These are more anomalies in time that suggest something is wrong. In 1943, rumors began circulating that the US Navy conducted an experiment in Philadelphia that made the destroyer escort USS Eldridge invisible and possibly even teleported it. Crew members later spoke about nausea, disorientation, and lost time. While the Navy denies that it ever happened, documents show that during World War II, they were experimenting with powerful electromagnetic fields to hide ships from radar. Even if invisibility was never achieved, the fact that sailors reported blackouts and missing time during classified experiments leaves us questioning how far the Navy really went. In the 1970s, NASA launched the Pioneer 10 and 11 spacecraft to explore the outer solar system. But by the 1980s, scientists noticed something odd. The probes were slowing down in a way physics couldn't explain. For decades, this tiny drift baffled experts. Some said it was proof of time behaving differently in deep space. In 2012, researchers concluded it was likely due to uneven heat radiation pushing the crafts. Still, the fact that NASA had to spend decades reconciling why spacecraft clocks didn't match predictions shows how fragile our understanding of time really is. Disappearance stories often feel like fiction, but some are firmly real. Take Flight 19 in 1945. 5 Navy bombers vanished over the Bermuda Triangle during a training exercise. Their last radio transmissions describe instruments failing and compasses spinning. No wreckage was ever found. While explanations range from fuel shortages to storms, pilots' testimony about instruments losing track of time has never been fully explained. It's one of the many aviation cases where technology designed to measure time and direction simply just stopped working. Life aboard a nuclear submarine is one of the strangest human experiments in time. Crews spend months underwater, sealed inside steel with no natural light. With no sunrise or sunset to guide them, their internal clocks begin to drift. Studies have shown that without these natural cues, circadian rhythms completely collapse. Days stretch into 25 hours, sometimes even 26, while others shrink to 20. Sailors often don't even notice until they're exhausted, wired at the wrong hours, and losing track of what morning or night really means. When submariners finally return to the surface, many experience a kind of extreme jet lag as their bodies resync to the 24-hour world. Their sense of time is so warped that it can take weeks to fully recover. In some documented cases, sailors swore that missions felt shorter or longer than they actually were, almost as if they had lived through a different kind of timeline. It is definitely a reminder that without sunlight and natural rhythm, human beings literally lose the ability to measure what a day even is. In the 1960s, an Italian priest named Pellegrino Ernetti claimed he had helped build a machine called the Chronovisor. According to him, it was no ordinary device. It could detect residual energy waves left behind by past events, effectively letting people watch history kind of like a broadcast. Ernetti even claimed he used it to witness the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and speeches by Cicero in ancient Rome. Of course, no hard evidence of the Chronovisor ever surfaced, and Ernetti himself died before revealing any proof. But the story took an even darker turn decades later. In the 1990s, leaked Vatican documents suggested the church had indeed investigated technologies that might record or reconstruct past moments. The Vatican even issued a strange statement warning that any such device, if real, would be classified as a dangerous tool. Was it a hoax? A metaphor? Or did Ernetti stumble onto something that governments and religious powers wanted kept hidden? Whatever the truth, the Chronovisor story highlights humanity's obsession with breaking through the barrier of time and the fear of what might happen if we were to succeed. In 2010, scientists at the National Institute of Standards and Technology ran one of the strangest yet simplest time experiments ever conducted. They placed two atomic clocks just a few centimeters apart, about the distance from maybe your feet to your head. The result? The clock that sat slightly higher ticked faster than the one below. It sounds kind of insane, but this is Einstein's relativity at work. Even the tiniest difference in gravitational pull is enough to alter the passage of time. If you stand on a mountain, time technically runs a fraction of a second faster for you than for someone at sea level. It's an effect too small for humans to feel day to day, but the fact that it can be measured proves beyond doubt that time isn't universal. It's elastic, bending to the laws of speed and gravity. It also means that your head is literally aging slightly faster than your feet every second of the day. In the book of Joshua, there's a passage describing the sun standing still in the sky for nearly a full day, giving the Israelites time to win a battle. For centuries, skeptics dismissed it as a piece of religious symbolism, but in the 20th century, historians noticed something strange. Ancient records from completely different cultures, Chinese, Egyptian, even Mesoamerican, describe a period of unusual daylight around the same era. Some modern astronomers have speculated that an astronomical event could explain it. A massive asteroid or comet passing near Earth might have altered the planet's rotation, creating what looked like a long day. Others suggest a massive volcanic eruption could have created strange refractions of sunlight. None of these explanations have been proven, but even if part of the story is true, it would mean our planet once experienced an actual pause in time. Something so rare it might never happen again. In 2011, the world of physics was rocked when scientists at CERN and Italy's Opera experiment announced something that should have been impossible: neutrinos. Tiny subatomic particles appearing to be traveling faster than the speed of light. If true, it would have shattered Einstein's theory of relativity, upending our understanding of physics and opening the door to time travel. For months, the scientific community debated furiously. Were we really seeing evidence of particles moving backward in time? Could cause and effect actually be reversed? Headlines around the globe declared that physics itself might be broken. Finally, in 2012, the truth emerged. A faulty cable connection had skewed the measurements. The neutrinos weren't defying relativity at all, but this is the eerie part. During those months of uncertainty, respected physicists genuinely believed they might be holding proof that time doesn't work the way we think. Even though the error was found, the memory of that moment lingers. For a brief window in history, the world thought we had seen a crack in the rules of reality itself. In 2003, the FBI reportedly arrested a man named Andrew Carlssin who had turned $800 into $350 million in just 2 weeks of trading. The story, first published in Weekly World News, claimed Carlssin confessed to being a time traveler from the year 2256. Most dismiss it as a tabloid fiction, but what makes the story linger is that real insider trading investigations at the time did involve individuals making impossibly accurate predictions. Whether Carlssin existed or not, the case left people wondering if financial markets sometimes reveal cracks in time itself. In 1901, two English academics, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, visited the gardens of Versailles near Paris. While walking through, they suddenly felt the atmosphere shift. The air grew heavy, the light dimmed, and the people around them looked strange, wearing old-fashioned 18th century clothing. They even described seeing a woman sketching, who they later became convinced was Marie Antoinette herself. Just as quickly as it began, the vision ended and they were back in the modern gardens. Years later, they published a book called An Adventure, describing their bizarre encounter in vivid detail. Critics dismissed it as imagination, but here's what makes it harder to explain away. The two women accurately described architectural details and buildings in the gardens that no longer existed in 1901, but had been present in Marie Antoinette's time. They couldn't have known that from guidebooks. Was it a shared hallucination, a trick of the memory, or did they actually step into a pocket of the past? Over a century later, their testimony remains one of the most famous and unsettling time slip cases ever recorded. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.